Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the SHWF1 podcast. I'm Tom Delicati here with Brady King and John White. We are your underinformed American buddies talking F1. And if you missed us last week, just know that we missed you too. We had all good intentions to record leading up to Miami, but life happened. Life happened all over me and all over Brady and a little bit over John. But everything kind of got in the way, so we just decided we'll skip one and nobody will be hurt by it.
Yeah, I came back. I took a good shower. Got all that life off of me.
Yeah, you got to clean that life off.
And luckily, we don't have any big contracts to uphold to with a minimum number of episodes recorded.
Yeah.
So we weren't in breach of anything other than just to you, the loyal listener.
The lawyers said we're good.
Yep.
So to you, the listener, we apologize. So today we've got a big show. We had Miami happen over the weekend. Miami happened all over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, it did. Miami had some life happen.
Yeah, we're going to talk about our top 5, bottom 5 predictions, which we did not publish, but we did send to each other for accountability. We're going to talk about McLaren's early season number 1 driver, perhaps. Is Ferrari lost? Do we have a Sassy Hammy? We got a Sassy Hamilton coming to us. And of course, we have a rookie duty to hand out this weekend after this week's race. But before we can do any of that, a tradition unlike any other, our 15-second race reviews. And I've made the decision this week to honor our top 5, bottom 5 in the order in which we do these 15-second race reviews. So we pick our top 5, bottom 5, top down. We're going to do our 15-second race reviews bottom up.
Oh, for God's sakes. I know what that means.
That means Dr. King is first.
Poor Brady.
All right, bring it to me. Miami brought us some fantastic racing, close calls, bumper-to-bumper racing, lead changes, and an energetic crowd. And the FIA did something new. No racing helmets and 2 drivers in a single car. And all it took was to ditch those boring old regulations and race Legos. I, for one, support these new designs. Monaco, are you watching?
That Lego car thing was a good bit. I didn't mind
fantastic.
It. It was really funny. Oh man, I think that means I'm next, and I have nothing prepared, so I'm just gonna wing this, and you're just gonna have to go with me. Hey guys, Lando here. Welcome back to my channel. This is the Who F***ed Up My Race episode of my podcast. And if you remember last week in Saudi Arabia, I f***ed up my own race. But this week in Who F***ed Up My Race, it was Max Verstappen again. So smash that like button and don't forget to hit subscribe.
Oh my God, I see him posing like this, like the little sideways head when he's doing that, right? Oh.
That leaves you, John.
All right. Bienvenido a Miami, mi gente, the home of Mr. Worldwide and the Miami Sound Machine, Gloria Estefan, where a little rain never stopped anyone from having fun unless your name is Lawson, Bort, Bierman, or Doohan. And even if it wasn't the rain's fault, we'll use the Milli Vanilli rule on this one. In other news, McLaren is becoming the new Red Bull, who used to be the old Mercedes before they were the original Red Bull. Hashtag the Lego race might have been the best part of the weekend.
Hashtag. That's a big hashtag.
Yeah, all the words are together, so you can't really read it.
The Lego race might have been the best part of the weekend. That's a big hashtag. But let's start that trend. Let's get on that. Let's start that trend.
There's got to be a limit, right? Like 47 characters? No? Okay.
No, it's not Twitter. We can do whatever we want.
You can feed the beast. So to spoil everyone, we obviously know that Brady's in third, I'm in second, and John is in first. John is riding a heater right now of 3-pointers. It's an
howdy.
Absolute heater. John, do you want to remind us what your 3-pointer was this weekend?
I believe I said 3 or more DNFs, and
that
was accomplished by 4 DNFs.
You did, yes. And you still got 7 out of 10 picks right between your top 5 and your bottom 5. So a big haul this weekend for you.
There was going to be some controversy when there was 3 DNFs during the sprint race, and I was like, I'm not sure about this. And then there was 4, and I was like, okay,
right.
Good job.
Brady, your 3-pointer.
Okay. Can we take a second? I really want to scream at Liam Lawson for wrecking this. And not only for Alonso, but for me personally.
Yeah.
I want to know, how does everybody feel about me? You really
Are you speaking directly to Liam
yes.
right now?
Yes, Liam, I'm looking at you. What were you doing? I am so angry. So yes, to recap, Alonso gets points. He's set to get 1 point. And then Liam said, "Good luck, everybody else. I'm turning left now," and took out Alonso, and that was the end of me.
Yeah, that was a bit of a bummer for you. But you did get 7 out of 10 out of your top 5 and your bottom 5. So another solid haul this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And my 3-pointer, and I feel like I was a little sly about this. You guys were cool with it, and I appreciate it. But I said a team outside of the top 4 constructors will have a 10 or more point weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing this on a sprint weekend on purpose, thinking that maybe I get a little boost from the sprint. But you know what? Turns out I didn't need it because Albon and Carlos, chef's kiss. You guys just really came through for me this weekend. Thank you, Williams, for my 3-pointer. I also got 7 out of 10 right out of my top 5. Bottom 5, John's sitting at 47 points. I'm at 43, and Brady is pulling up the rear at 39 points. So long season to go.
3-pointers.
Lot more racing ahead of us. But yes, now remember, the rules now are in place that once you hit on a 3-pointer, you can't use the same one. So we got to get creative here, John, as you've rattled off 3 triples in a row.
4 or more DNFs.
You went from he's heating up to he's on fire. And now in the NBA Jam world, you need to find a new angle.
Yeah.
Well, I'll start doing my research now since we have a week off, and I will be very well prepared for the next race.
Good.
I think we should check back on that and see if he was, quote, well prepared.
I probably won't be.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We can certainly follow up on it. So I know there's some talk to be had about the incident at turn 1, lap 1. But more importantly, Oscar Piastri has won 3 races in a row. And
kind of in dominating fashion, too. Right?
Yeah, we talked about it a week or two ago about whether or not McLaren needs to put all their chips behind Oscar. Is it too early to do that? Who do you think is going to be the lead driver at McLaren for the rest of the season in terms of points and towards that driver's championship? I struggle with this one because Oscar has been doing very, very good. This weekend, Lando looked stronger throughout the weekend. Even during the race, it felt like he was driving stronger. He just kind of got effed in turn 1 and Oscar took advantage of it. So what are your guys' thoughts in terms of who's that number 1 driver at McLaren, and should we all be backing Oscar?
I'm not ready to write off Lando yet, but Piastri has 6 wins right now, and total, like for his career, and Lando has 5. And it's really hard for me to look at Piastri and not say, okay, you've done a lot in a lot shorter period of time. And granted, you have a really, really good car, but you are really consistent. You are really calm on the racetrack. He is like, I don't know how to describe, he's like clinical out there, right? It's hard to see him make a mistake. So yeah, I mean, Lando might be better on maybe raw pace sometimes, but Piastri just seems to do all the right things, put his car in all the right places, and then come out with a victory. I mean, I think he's the number 1 driver right now.
Well, for me, it's the racecraft, right? You talk about the mistakes that he doesn't make. To me, it's more about the chances he takes and the clinical way he pulls. Like those 2 overtakes. Was it 2? No, it was just 1.
The one on Max in particular.
The one on
right?
Max.
He set him up. He was like, I'm gonna make him make a mistake.
Mm-hmm. And he kind of baited him into doing what he wanted to do. And this is on top of back in Jeddah when he overtook Hamilton and just surprised him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he didn't do it out of a DRS zone. He did it on like a sweeping fast corner. He just like snuck on the inside and everybody's like, whoa, what happened? So his racecraft and the way he is executing at a high level is more impressive to me than the lack of mistakes.
John?
Yes. I concur. Do you concur?
Strong opinions.
Gripping analysis.
Strong opinions from Juan Blanco.
Yeah, it's the Oscar is definitely on fire. He's proving his ability. The only thing that he has against him right now is time. He hasn't done it for long enough. He's done it, what are we, 5 races in, right? So 3 out of the 5 races have been pretty spectacular for him. Are we in 5 races? How many races have we had? 4?
I think
That
it
was
might be
6.
6.
That was 6.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he had a
The
slow
real-
start. Lando was finishing better than him for the first 2 races, and then he just started pulling out. And then he's kind of been running away with it ever since, right? As an expert, that's my opinion. Because clearly I don't even know how many races we've had so far. But regardless, the only thing he has against him is time. If he continues on this trajectory, he's definitely number 1. If I was Zach Brown, I would be putting all my eggs in the Oscar basket right now.
All
Because
right, so let's play a game with John then. How
Do
many
it.
races? Like, let's say he wins 1 more out of the next 3. Is he the top driver? Like, what does he have to do to be the top driver in your mind?
Be named Lando Norris.
yeah, no, I don't think it's
Drive a Red Bull.
I think this is yeah, driving a Red Bull would help. This is one of those scenarios
Because that Red Bull has the number 1 on the car. Like,
Yeah,
that's it.
That's just
right
how.
there.
That's just how.
well,
it
it's
works.
easy because then you can just read it. This is one of those scenarios where it's you like that?
That was pretty good.
Oh Lord.
Who's number 1? Well, obviously, it's right on the car.
It's right there.
Duh.
Freaking read the thing, people. This is a scenario where this is what we would call first world problems. Zach has a really great problem on his hand, which is he doesn't know who his number 1 driver is yet. And they're both doing really well. And they both happen to be 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship. That's a problem that I'd like to deal with all day long as a team principal. So McLaren has always come across as like, well, we don't really have a number 1 driver. We have 2 number 1 drivers. They've always tried to play that card. And I think in this scenario, this is the right card to play. We have 2 number 1 drivers. We're going to let them both race as hard as they can every weekend. We're going to give them competitive strategies. We've given them a great car to drive. And whoever wins, and we're both going to be happy about it.
I think if they're going to take that path, then we need to have clearly defined and published to the public papaya rules. We all need to know what they are.
Is it like a state of mind? I can just declare myself papaya. I am papaya.
But then tomorrow, I don't feel very papaya. So
Yeah.
So, like when Michael Scott came out and just yelled, "Bankrupt!"
I declare bankruptcy.
as loud as he could from The Office. You're like, oh, all right, it's done.
Michael, that's not how it works. Oh my gosh. All right. There's a lot more that could be said about the conundrum and I'm going to bring Andrea Stella into this because we always talk about Zach Brown, but he's the one really with the boots on the ground and having to manage this situation way more than Zach. Zach is just the public mouthpiece. So Andrea Stella really is the one who's dealing with this. And I think that they've done a good job so far this year. It's been very PC, good politics, good images, good optics, but it could get a little dicier the later in the season. But with any luck, from Andrea Stella's perspective, one driver is clearly ahead of the other and continues that path. This whole, Lando is ahead, now Oscar's ahead, and if Lando jumps him again, then having that all season long is going to make it really, really difficult for all the people in that team.
Yep, especially if like Max is holding on, right? Given a shot that like they battle each other and Max can leapfrog one of them, that would be awful. Yeah,
there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order to make that happen. I mean, homeboy finished 45 seconds behind the McLarens this weekend or whatever it was. It was
Brutal.
not pretty.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So there's a lot of work to be done here, but good on Oscar. Happy for him. He's got 4 wins this year. Max has 1 and Lando has 1.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty insane.
It's pretty good numbers. Pretty good
So
numbers.
let's take a little quickie break and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the Scuderia.
Quickly, my favorite radio message for this weekend was, I don't know if you caught Bortoletto when his engine was failing and he got like kind of teenage girl drama when he was like, "My engine, it's failing."
I did not catch that one.
I missed that too. I have to go
did
look
not
that
catch
up.
that one. There were some really, really good radio, and I think we'll get into that here in a little bit. But before we do we have a word from our sponsors?
We do. Today's episode is brought to you by Fred's Fine Teas. Feel like your friends are just speeding by you like everyone else is on a different strategy, or maybe like you're just sitting there the whole race. Let Fred's Fine Tea give you the pick-me-up you need. Fine flavors like Aston Green Tea, Charles's Chai, and Horner's Hibiscus will give you the jolt of caffeine you need to get back on the track and get out there. Fred's Fine Tea, when the strategy is all you need.
Thank you, Fred. And thank you to your
Fred.
tea.
I didn't know he
Your
was into
fine
making
tea.
tea. Yeah.
Yeah,
something
apparently.
new.
Yeah, but I mean, is he really into making it? Like, do we really think Newman's own salad dressing is made by Paul Newman? Like,
Yes.
it's not. Oh,
Has
sorry.
to be.
That's what I
right?
thought. Isn't
I
that's how it
apologize.
works, right?
I apologize. My
And the
fault.
Jolly Green Giant makes his own peas, right?
Freaking Tom pulling the curtain back out here and just killing all of our preconceived notions about food.
All right. So some things happened with the Scuderia this weekend. Well, mostly bad. But you were talking about radio messages leading up to this, and that made me think of Hamilton. And one of the radio messages, one of the better ones, is that after they swapped positions, they said, signs the car behind 1.2. Oh, cool. You want me to let him pass too?
My eyes almost popped out of my head when I saw that.
That was so good.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
He had about 4 messages this weekend that just made him seem like a whiny baby, but they were great entertainment. The other one was, "You want me to just sit here the whole race?" And the response was, "I'll come back to you.
I'll come back to you. Yeah.
I'll come back to you."
I mean, it seems like he just finally snapped, right? And like, what is it somebody posted online I saw where it's like, "I'm loving the drama, even though it kind of breaks my heart for Ferrari because I want them to do well." And the response was, "Does Ferrari want Ferrari to do well?"
Oh my gosh.
I don't think they know. At what point in time
Yeah,
does
we're
Lewis
checking.
look
We'll get
back
back
and
to
go like, maybe moving here was not the best idea?
For
Because
real,
he has
though,
to be
like,
thinking it, right?
I mean, the problem here isn't that it's even him being sassy. He wasn't even wrong, right? Like, you're coming up behind your teammate, you're on faster tires. Let him through. Like, there's no reason to do what you did. And then you burned up his tires, waiting like 3 laps, and then you finally let him through. And then finally, after burning his tires up, you need to let Leclerc through. So you radio to Leclerc that you're going to let him through, but you don't tell Lewis. Like, what? Like, you're sitting 3 feet away from the other engineer. Just tap him on the shoulder and be like, "This is what we're doing." I don't understand how you can't have this coordinated. I mean, it's just, Fred, stop making tea and start figuring out how to get your team in order here.
I don't lay this one at Fred's feet.
No, it's not on him.
Honestly, I don't think I could ever blame Fred for anything in life. He is infallible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But yeah, the problem is one with strategy. But I think the bigger problem is
Wait
just
a second.
pace.
Ferrari is having an issue with strategy? That
hell
is
you
Newsflash.
that is not like them.
But they're not fast.
No, not really.
They're just not fast.
Yeah.
I mean,
we pretty
like,
much saw that in qualifying.
McLaren's in their own world, right? And then Max can put the Red Bull where it needs to be, but Mercedes is clearly number 2. And then Ferrari is like light years behind everybody else in that top group. They're just not there. The car's just not that good.
And the problem is that Verstappen is willing that Red Bull to way more than it should be, because Tsunoda's just lingering around the bottom end of the points, and Ferrari are just smack dab in the middle. Sometimes they're 4th, sometimes they're 6th, sometimes they're 8th. They're just lingering somewhere in there, and it's not going to be good enough in the long game for this season.
Well, especially if they can't pull this qualifying together. I mean, if you would have told me this weekend that Sainz and Albon were both going to out-qualify both Ferraris, I'd have been like, nah, that doesn't really happen very often. I mean, we're talking about freaking Williams here. Like, they can be quick sometimes, but they're not super quick. And Ferrari can't even figure out qualifying, and then they put themselves in a bad spot. Luckily, Hamilton was able to make up 4 spots. Leclerc was able to make up a handful of spots, one spot, I think, in total. Like, it's just, you're not setting yourself up for success. And then you have poor strategy during the race, and you can't overcome that.
If it's purely on pace, Williams has the better car right now. That's how I feel. This weekend was indicative of it. I know it's a little bit of recency bias, but I've been feeling this way for a few races now. It's that they can do better than Ferrari. They're just not executing. They're not used to being in this position and trying to not screw up or have reliability issues with the car, or drivers making contact. So Ferrari has two better drivers than Williams, but Williams, I believe, has a better car. Prove me wrong.
I
don't know.
Prove you
Sainz is a
wrong.
badass.
Even if Williams doesn't have a faster car than Ferrari, they're right on their heels, which is not something I would have said before the season started. Right, that they're far closer than they are far apart. Like, here's one, here's the other. They're right next to each other. I did not expect that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, John, and I do believe that Sainz is a great driver. He's still adapting to his team, just like Lewis Hamilton is. But Hamilton has 41 points, and he is 7th in the driver's standings. Albon has 30 points and is 8th, right behind him. So yes, both Ferraris have more points in the Drivers' Championship and obviously in the Constructors' Championship than Williams. But I think if Williams can just figure out how to execute a race better, and I know that's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask for Ferrari too, but that's kind of the fun of it, is that there is a little bit of a coin flip involved here, that one of these teams, if either one of them can figure out how to execute better on a consistent basis and get the optimum speed out of their car, then that team is going to be the one that just takes off.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously McLaren is running away with it. And then you've got Mercedes with 141, Red Bull with 105, Ferrari with 94, and then Williams woefully behind with 37. Now, part of that is due to bad luck with Sainz, because he had a DNF last race, I believe it was. They've had some damage. They weren't qualifying the way that they needed to, but we still have plenty of racing left for them to catch up. So is it really going to be McLaren in one and then Mercedes and Red Bull and sometimes Ferrari fighting? Or do we think Ferrari and Williams are going to be fighting the rest of the season, and it's really 1 is decided, 2 and 3 is decided, and 3 and 4 is going to be decided?
I mean, it's so hard to predict for the rest of the season, but I mean, as of right now, it's really a 1-2 race between McLaren and Mercedes, and then Max is dragging Red Bull right up there, right? Like, he's not getting much help from Yuki. Although, shout out to Yuki, by the way, for his recovery drive during the sprint race, right? Starting from the very back and came all the way back up. What did he finish? I think it was 8th, 7th, something like that. I think I have that right. Anyway, really well done. So Red Bull can be up there with them, but then there's a gap, and that's where Ferrari is in right now. So now, can Ferrari get up there? Sure, but in the last few years, they just proven not to be able to recover from that. They've had a better car that's put them in the number 2 spot, and then they stayed there. I don't really see them turning it around and saying, if they're in 4th, I don't see how they leapfrog Mercedes unless Mercedes comes back to them, is my point.
No, I think they can get Red Bull.
Yeah, I think so too. But mostly because it's just Max, right? You have 2 drivers to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Yuki finished 6th in the sprint, by the way, because of the penalty, the time penalties.
That's right.
However, it's amazing to me that Ferrari is only 11 points behind Red Bull right now. The way they've been driving, plus a double disqualification, it's just, they should be more ahead of them, obviously. But to your point, Max is the only driver really scoring points on a consistent basis for Red Bull. He's had his ups and downs this year too. I think at some point we've got to talk about the fact that Red Bull is looking sketchy, even with Max. I mean, he's throwing it in qualifying, and he's using his racecraft to his best of his ability to make sure that he finishes as best as possible on Sunday, and he's doing an excellent job. But they started to fall off a cliff last year, and I don't think he can sustain them in 3rd place this year. I think they're going to finish. I shouldn't predict that they're going to finish 4th, but they look like they have all the characteristics of a 4th place team.
Yeah, they looked like they were about to fall off of a cliff last season. They've already fallen off the cliff this season, and Max is throwing up whatever parachute he can to just make sure that the fall doesn't hurt. Like he's
softening it. Yeah.
If there was anybody else in that seat, Red Bull would be at the bottom. They would just be sucking every single weekend.
No, yeah. What's the hard pill to swallow right now is if it weren't for Max, I would think the Red Bull and Williams are on par with the same car, or Red Bull might be behind them.
Yeah, they're close. I think in terms of pace, Red Bull, Ferrari, and Mercedes and Williams are very similar right now.
Yeah. Yep.
It's just Red Bull has a good enough head start. Ferrari keeps shooting themselves in the foot, and Williams is like, "How did we get here?" And so they're still figuring things out. But it should be a fun rest of the season, as those three teams are going to be in some form of a fight. Now, it might not be for positions in the Constructors' Championship eventually. You know, Williams might tail off there. Who knows? But it should be fun racing. And ultimately, that's what we got out of Miami this weekend. I don't know if y'all felt it, but like especially in that first stint before the pit stops, best racing all year, hands down.
Yeah.
It was great.
I no notes, no complaints. Perfect. It was excellent racing.
They've booked Miami now through 2041,
which is insane to me.
Which is an insane contract.
That Miami is the track that is the longest on the calendar right now booked.
And there's a lot of people that were saying this is ridiculous, and I get it. When we're first racing in Miami, we got LL Cool J and a pool painted on the side of the road or whatever, and it looks ridiculous. Thankfully, this year they reined that in.
What was ridiculous was the fake yachts sitting on the water painted on the road. Right? That was the ridiculousness. But anyways,
ridiculous.
I don't know.
So they've reined it in a little bit, but I have to say, you can't be angry at the track and the racing that we're getting out of that. That track is producing some great racing.
No, there was some people complaining about the extension for Miami and then like spas every other year. And I know part of it has to do with... This I can agree with. Well, I think part of it has to do with Formula One really honing in on the American audience. They're trying to realize the capturing of Drive to Survive and make sure that they hold on to those people. But also, like, you have to earn the right to have races. And I think like Miami is earning the right to have races. They're putting together a really fantastic weekend. They're putting together exciting races. Now, I know a lot of it's not on them, but it was an exciting race this weekend. And I feel like some of those other European circuits they feel entitled to me. Like they're historic circuits and they feel entitled. And so, yeah, they might have a lot of fans out there, but it's just like, it's not the same. It's like COTA. Like COTA puts freaking everything out there. And I've heard multiple drivers say like COTA is the funnest weekend that they have all season. It's wild. Everybody's hyped. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's a great track. I feel like Miami has the potential to do that same thing now that we've gotten away from the LL Cool J's of the world, as you said, Brady.
Real quick, before we hand out our rookie duty and wrap things up, I have a poll question for you. Which was better this weekend? Or maybe which was worse, because it was really a race to the bottom. The pink RB or the diarrhea brown race suits from Mercedes?
Oh, the Mercedes race suits.
Oh, yeah.
Were
100%.
Worse? Yeah. Okay. I almost wrote a 15-second race review that was going to say like, hi, I'm Kimi Antonelli. I got my first pole, and this is my first day of school. My mom dressed me or something.
My mom picked out this outfit for me.
Yeah.
She said I look handsome.
It's the school picture that follows you around forever, and then like your first girlfriend comes over to the house, and your mom's like, "Hey, you want to look at these pictures?" Yeah. And you're like, "I have a bowl cut."
What year was that taken? 1973.
Mm-hmm. They were pretty gross. So you didn't mind the pink V carb?
I mean, I did, but Mercedes was just worse.
I got it. Now, like I said, it was a race to the bottom. Speaking of a race to the bottom, we do have to hand out a rookie duty this week.
Also this year.
Yes.
This week.
But yes, we do have to hand out a rookie duty this week.
Is that going to be like the big duty?
At the end of the year?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We'll just call it the big duty. But so I want to change my thought on the rookie duty this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that who was the biggest dude Like who, not just who was a dude, but who tried to be a dude.
Okay.
So this way we don't have to worry about like who actually was the dude of the week. It's more like you made the best effort at being the dude this week.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Does anyone have a nomination? Raise your hand.
I do.
Oh,
I'm
Doc,
glad
how
you
you
do
doing?
because I am confused on this one this week. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Jack Doohan, or at least I'm gonna nominate.
you want to
one
explain
Jack
your
Doohan.
nomination? Because
Yeah.
I don't hear a second right away. So
Okay, well, it is Monday,
Mhm.
and we are talking pretty early about a race that is now, not quite 2 weeks away. And I believe that Mr. Jack Doohan is not going to be in that seat anymore. And we are hearing that Colapinto is going to be back in that seat. So, as a token to the short time that we had you here and how hard you tried to be a duty.
Sounds like a consolation prize to me.
Kinda. It is kind of a
Yeah.
consolation prize.
This is
But
a
I'm gonna give it to Jack Doohan.
participation trophy.
A little bit, but
Oh.
he tried. This is what I mean. You said it was a guy who tried to be a dude. He did try, by definition.
I can't give it to him this weekend. I can't second your nomination.
Okay.
But John, you
I like
might.
where your heart. Yeah, your heart's in the right place, but your duty's in the wrong place.
Mhm. That's not how we hand out this award.
My duty's in the wrong place.
Yep.
John, do you have a nomination, or should I go?
Yeah, please go.
I think it's. I know it didn't wind up in the greatest result for him, but Kimi Antonelli was my dude this weekend. Just he had a great
Not in how he
Saturday.
dressed, but
Yeah,
how he raced.
yeah. I mean, not even how he raced. It was more like just qualifying only.
Yeah.
If we were just only taking the 2 qualifying sessions into account here, some things did not happen in his favor. But again, he's a young guy, still learning a lot. But the raw pace is there, and it was extremely encouraging to see what he was able to do for the sprint qualifying, and then come back again for the race qualifying after what happened in the sprint to him to stick it on the second row. I think that was great. Kimi Antonelli's my dude this weekend.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about it from the sprint standpoint. I was solely thinking about it from the race standpoint and the fact that
It's a weekend award. It's an entire
it is a
weekend
weekend award. So that makes it clearer for me. I will second
Your
your
duties
duty,
on Monday
Tom.
are started on Friday, right?
It's a long duty.
What did you say, John? Are you seconding?
I will second that. Because otherwise I was going to go with
Did you have
Hadjar.
another one?
No, I mean, this was a difficult weekend for me just because I was solely looking at Sunday. And Kimi seemed to be the favorite, but having lost 3 positions, like 3 spots, I wasn't really on to him. Your other guys just ended up DNFing for the most part, and Hadjar was the only one that started 11th and finished 11th, very close to the points.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody did anything big, but that pole position in the sprint quali that's a big deal. So I'm with you. And he was already wearing the colors, so it's kind of serendipitous.
All right. So, Kimi Antonelli, is this his first win of the year? We need to keep track of these.
We have not kept track of these, have we? How are we going to hand
That's
out
what
our
my
big one
doctor
at the
says.
end of the year and just be like, I don't know. I think
We
These
need
are
you to keep
recorded
track of your duties,
somewhere.
guys.
That's all right. They're recorded somewhere. So Kimi Antonelli, congratulations on your rookie duty award. Well, that'll do it for us. We've got a week ahead, an off weekend, and then we prep ourselves for Imola. Maybe the great racing from Miami carries over into the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, the MSC Cruises, whatever it's called.
17 words.
Yeah,
Hashtag.
there's a lot.
It'll be
400
great.
characters.
But do be sure to tune in next week. Although it is an off week, I believe our main topic of discussion is favorite flavors of Big Red gum, and we're going to debate that for about 30 minutes and just see who comes out on top.
Stay tuned for that. Until next time, everyone.